Alright, today replacing the front rotors on my truck. Brakes are, whenever I'm braking, the front end's wobbling pretty bad, and I know my rotors are pretty well shot, so replacing the front rotors, pretty simple task. And then I'm also going to rotate my tires because they're starting to wear a little uneven. Rotate them to so they don't start cupping real bad, and the rotation's pretty easy. I'm just going to put this front left on the back right and the back left on the front, front left on the back right and front right on the back left, so cross them like an X. Last time I just moved the front to the back, so now I'm crossing them, and then I'll move the back to the front on the same side next time. So I already went ahead and broke these loose. Just go ahead and take your lug nuts off and pull the wheel and tire off. It's a pretty simple task, shouldn't take too long. We go ahead and remove your wheel. Alright, and then the next step is to remove this bolt right here. And let's see if we can get it. This bolt right here, those two bolts hold on the caliper bracket. So remove those two bolts. If you need to, you can always take this bolt off here and the one on the bottom that match it to remove the inner part of the caliper to the caliper mount bracket. But we got to get both of those out of the way, so I'm going to try to remove it as one assembly to take the rotor off, beat it with a hammer, and then throw the new rotor on. Now would be a good time to replace your brake pads if they need to. I just put new brake pads, new calipers on, and I tried to get away using my old rotors, but they're warped. So go ahead and pry this off. That comes off like so. Set it up out of the way. Up here, out of the way. And then go ahead and sometimes you'll have to beat your rotor. I think mine's going to come off pretty easy. Damn it. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's bad because it puts a lot of tension on your brake lines. You don't want that. So I'll have to reinsert the brake pad. Alright, so here's the new brake rotor. If it has oil on it, go ahead and get brake cleaner and a rag and get the oil off of your rotor so it doesn't, so your brakes are effective. And you go ahead and slip it on like so. And then we'll put the caliper back on, put the wheel back on. Hopefully we're good to go. Alright, so if you're changing your brake pads, you're going to have to take the inner caliper bracket out of the, well, the caliper itself out of the caliper bracket. I have brand new brake pads on, if you can see that, but I'm just changing the rotors, so hopefully I can get away with just changing the whole assembly like this. Slip it back over your rotor. Push it on. If you have to, tap it lightly with a mallet until it flips on, like so. Put your top bolt in, the bottom where it needs to be. Should be about good. Let's see if it'll take it. Tighten them down nice and tight. Put some anti-seize on the threads. Mine still have them, but I just put these calipers on a few months ago. Get the top one going. I'm going back up to the property to do some farming tomorrow, so I wanted to get these rotors swapped and get the tires rotated. So that's an hour and a half drive. Nice and tight. And then I'm going to throw the back passenger side tire on this position for rotating, and we'll be good to go. Alright, now I get the tire off the back right side. I'm going to throw it up on here, tighten it down, and this side's done. Alright, so run all your lug nuts down tight as you can. Drop it down on the ground and tighten them up. It's a good practice after you drive it, so drive it a few miles, get back on them and tighten them up again. And that's it for a pretty easy rotor swap.